Mr. Stevens here with another video on salary and wages this time. What we're going to be able to do at the end of this lesson is explain the difference between a salary and a wage. And we're also going to make calculations about how much you get paid over a certain time period, week, fortnight, month, based on knowing your annual salary, which is what you get paid in a year. And we're also going to look at calculations related to hourly rate of pay and how long you've worked for. So let's talk about some definitions to begin with. The key difference between a salary and a wage is that a salary is a fixed pay for a year's work. Fixed amount of pay and it's divided up into regular installments. For instance, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. And the difference with what a wage is a wage is when you are paid at the end of the week or the end of the fortnight based on how many hours you worked. A good example here would be your teachers are all paid salaries. It doesn't matter if we do more work around report time or say maybe less work in the last week of term. We get paid the same amount every fortnight because we're paid a salary for the whole year. Whereas if you guys have a part-time job, say waiting tables at a cafe, you're probably only paid for the hours that you worked, and if you don't get work, you don't get paid. So one thing we need to remember for this unit is how to divide up a year in various ways. So you should already have, a fairly intuitive sense of these numbers, but it's important to just note them here because we're going to be using these numbers a lot. There's 52 weeks in a year. A fortnight is 2 weeks, so there's 26 fortnights in a year, and there are 12 months in a year. Right, let's do some calculations. So we have a salary here of $65,000 per annum. Now, if you've not seen this phrase before, per annum, what it means is per year. This word here, annum, sounds kind of like annual. It means a year, basically. So if our friend here is paid fortnightly, how much does he receive each fortnight? Assume there are 52 weeks in a year. You should always assume there are 52 weeks in a year unless you are specifically told otherwise. Technically speaking, there's like 52 weeks in one day in a year. So how do we do this? We take his per annum, his per year pay, and we divide it by how many fortnights there are in a year. Simple as that. If we put this into our calculator, we get $2,508.00. And that is his per fortnight pay. Right, let's calculate a wage this time. Jasmine is paid $1,098 for a 40-hour week. How much does she earn per hour? So we know what she earns for a whole week, and we know how many hours she works in that week. So if we take the total amount she's earned and we divide it by how many hours she's worked, we're going to be left with how much she earns in 1 hour. So again, simple as that. Pop it in your calculator. The answer you come up with is $27.45 per hour. I want you guys to get in the habit of writing something like this with your answers. Don't just write the number. Obviously, remember to include the dollar symbol, but also include a phrase that lets the person marking the question know that you know what you're talking about. You know that this is per fortnight. You know that this is per hour. It doesn't take long, and it's always going to be worth your while to just add that clarification in there. So you guys are going to go practice some questions now based on all of this stuff, and hopefully by the end of it you'll be able to come back here and check that you can do these 3 things. Here are the questions that I'm going to get you guys to do. This is also in the lesson on iLearn. You can find the textbook linked at the top of our weekly blog. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and get started on this. Thank you.